450 crores in a weekend. That's what Tony Robbins have done using his sales system as his sales tactics and strategies. Well, in this video, I'm gonna break one of his small talks and I'll tell you how he literally sells you and subconscious level at least 100 times in just 10 minutes. All right, you're gonna watch this entire clip. This is a clip from my very high level private mastermind group. Make sure you watch this. This is gonna be hyper tactical about sales. I think you're gonna love this video, right? The audience reaction and plus my private clients reaction was mad. You're gonna learn a lot about psychology, selling structures, and you can copy and paste this into your presentations directly and you'll see a minimum direct 20 to 30% conversion boost easily without a question. Go watch this entire video. You'll master the art of selling just by understanding a couple of variations from this. Everybody drop all of your notes, everything. Pay close attention. Pay close attention. It's important for you to learn, then write later. The way you learn something is not you see and write. You miss half of the things that I'm saying. The way you learn anything is you observe and you understand. Everybody say the word understand. I said everybody say the word understand. You have to understand what I'm trying to say. When you see it clearly and understand it in your brains, now you can write it in your own language. When you write it in your own language, you always remember it. Is that clear, everybody? So this is very interesting. This is going to be very fun. Team, can we have the doors shut at the back? Pay close attention to every word that's coming out of his mouth. Focus on every word because this is a 8-minute video. I can bet you he's selling you at least 100 times in this video. 8 minutes mein 100 times. Imagine if somebody spends 4 days with him. There is no wonder that Tony converts like 70-80% of the room, right? There's science behind this art. It's not fluke of doing a 500 crore weekend. 500 crore weekend does not come from a fluke. Hormozy. 955 crores in a day cash collected to your... Imagine you get 955 crores cash to your bank account tomorrow from one sales pitch. It's that important. Pay close attention. Even if you can implement 1% of this. Okay, perfect. Let's go. Give me a yes. Let's go. Pay close attention. We can dim a few lights if wanted to. Okay.
How many of you can think of something you struggled with for years? It might have been a problem in a relationship, might have been your body, might have been smoking, it might have been something in your work.
Now, in this room, how many of you guys have struggled for years about something? Maybe your body, health, relationship. Raise your hands. Look around the room. It's everybody. This is called relatability. When he relates with everybody in the room, how the fuck Tony knows me so personally? That's what the idea is. And when that connection happens, how many of you guys, when I used to do my events and stuff, you feel like I was talking to you personally? Raise your hands. Yes. So what I was doing was connecting with you personally. Like I was connecting with the entire room, right? So these are called irrefutable statements. Okay. So now, yeah.
Struggled and you said you were going to change and you didn't change.
You said you're going to change and you didn't change. How many of you have done that? You said you're going to change and you don't change. Yes, everybody, right? Again, connecting. It's like, oh yeah, he knows me so good. And what happens when you think that, hey, Tony knows me so good? That means he should have the solution that I want. It's that. So all of your talk should not be for one person or two people. It should be for everybody. That's why he said, how many of you are struggling for years with health, wealth, relationship? If you have health, doesn't mean this person should have health. So it's like health, wealth, relationship, body, everything. So the whole room connects. Okay. Now you said you're gonna do something, but you didn't do it. How many of you have done that? Everybody. So see the relatability he's having throughout the pitch. Now these pitches are written very carefully. These pitches are not fluked. Okay? Alright.
And you were mad at yourself, mate.
How many of you guys are mad at yourself for not changing? Very good.
You're frustrated with yourself and you tried again and didn't do it until one day.
You tried everything, but nothing worked. But one day, everything changed.
Finally, something inside you clicked and you said not another day, not another hour, and you changed it.
How many of you guys have said this to us? Not another day, not another, I'm going to do it now. Yes. How many of you guys have said that? Yes. Again, relatability.
Let me give you my definition of a breakthrough.
Let me give you my definition of a unique mechanism. Okay, I'll connect this at the end, but just know what is breakthrough, right? Breakthrough is his unique mechanism. Don't take videos. Again, समझो समझो, दिमाग में उतारो, खुद समझ जाओगे. You can build it on your own. Let me give you my definition of a breakthrough. What did he say? My definition of, तुम्हारा definition तो screwed up है. Let me give you my definition of a breakthrough. Okay? Now, just watch. It's going to be a lot of fun.
The moment in time when everything changes, when what seemed impossible becomes truly possible.
What do you want? What is he selling? Life coaching. Right? When you want something, you make that possible, right? It becomes truly possible. That's the definition of a breakthrough that he's aligning with. So you need to align your unique mechanism with an amazing outcome at the end. So let me give you my definition of reverse funnels. It's the only funnel that will make you crores in the fastest time, in the easiest way, in the most easiest doable way of all time. Now I've created a definition in your mind. I don't let you define it. I've created it and I've given you the definition of it. Okay?
Possible, and most importantly, you act on it. It's not just a thought.
You act on it. Why? Because he wants you to act on it so you can buy his product.
You do something with it. If we want to have a breakthrough, and the answer is it can be triggered by all kinds of things. It can be triggered by a conversation with a friend. It can be triggered by a loss. It could come from having a new experience. I can think of some times in my life where I didn't even think was possible, and then I got around people who are living life so much better than I was, and I saw what was possible.
How many of you guys have seen people living life better than you and you thought it's possible? Same. Relatability.
And it triggered me to start to think what's possible, started me on transformation towards a breakthrough. A new challenge can make you break through because it's so difficult, you have to break through.
Why? Buying is challenging, yes or no? So it's like, buy my product so you can get a breakthrough. He's preceding you. Okay?
Emotion can break you through. It can be pissed off or excited. There's three keys to
my unique mechanism. Wow. There's 3 secrets inside reverse funnels. You need to fill the room with the right people. You need to say the right thing. You need to make the right offer. How many of you recall what I'm trying to say, right? 3 keys to a unique mechanism. Right? Now I bet he will do something. Again, okay, I'll just go as he goes.
A breakthrough. They all start with S. And the first one that most people start on, if there's something they want to change, something they don't like, they first work on a strategy.
How many of you guys, when you want to change something, you first work on the strategy, yes or no? You're like, I want to change. What's the strategy? Now you'll be like, wrong. That's why you're not getting successful in life. Yes. Now I'm like, when you want to get into coaching, the first thing is like, let's do one-on-ones. Wrong, because that's the least leverage way possible. That's how he's positioning it. What you're doing is wrong. Learn the way I am doing. Right? So you can buy my product and come to me. Right? So yeah, see this.
They want to know is they want to know, how do I do this? How do I lose this weight? How do I make this money? How do I turn around my relationship? How do I, shift myself emotionally? But when you start with strategy, you've made a huge mistake.
See, I just told you. When you start with strategy, you make a huge mistake. He's going to reveal the unique mechanism. Then smart people, I don't know what breakthrough is. It's like, you start with strategy. Yes, wrong, bullshit. Slap in the face, right? That's not the definition of breakthrough, right? So you've made a huge mistake.
What happens
is priming that whatever that you do by yourself, you're going to make a huge mistake. He's proven you wrong multiple times. Have you ever done that? Yes. Have you ever done that? Yes. Have you ever done that? Yes. You are wrong. Yes, I am wrong. You can't say no to him now. You've agreed to him so many times.
I call it really the tyranny of how.
Tyranny of how. Another unique mechanism. It's nothing. It's just how do you reframe it? That's it. Tyranny of how.
You don't want to get into the tyranny of how. If you're making 5% on your money, you're doubling your money every 14 years. If you're making 9% every 8 years. When you're doing, 20%, now you're doubling money every 3 years. So I believe in strategies. I'm filled with strategies. But when you start with a strategy, you've made a mistake, because if you've never done something before and you start with how,
everybody starts with how, yes or no? So he's saying don't start with how. You know why he's doing that? Because he sells you mind stuff. If he doesn't say you don't start with how would he sell his mind stuff? I bet you he's going to be like, don't start with how, start with your mind. That's how you get a breakthrough. You want a breakthrough? Come buy my shit. Okay, I bet you he's going to do that. See this.
Overwhelming because you don't have an experience. You're like, I don't know how. I've never done this before. And even if someone shows it to you, often it won't work. Let me give you an example. Over 70% of America is overweight. The fastest growing group, by the way, of overweight people is people overweight by 100 pounds or more. That's the fastest growing group. Now, why are we so overweight? Is it because the strategies for being fit and healthy are so complex that only the wisest and smartest people can figure it out? How far would you have to go from where you are right now in your home or office to find someone who could help you lose weight, get fit, get strong? Most of you, it's within 10 or 15.
Now, irrefutable statement. Most people start with strategy, then irrefutable statement. 70% of America is overweight. Can you deny the fact? No. See, constantly you're saying yes, 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 yes. These are micro commitments. Yes, yes. When he makes the sales pitch, yes, take my money. Take all of my money, Tony. Take all of my money. Right? So now what did he say? He said like 3 ways of a breakthrough. Most people start with the strategy. Why? Of course, because he wants to sell you mind stuff, which is the reality also. But I'm just breaking his talk, all right? That's how that guy broke it to me. So I'm doing the same to you as well, right? I was like blown. I was like, Tony. All right. So he's like, most people start with the strategy. Now you might be like, what's wrong with starting with strategy? Yes or no? Yes, that's what your next thought is. What's wrong with starting with strategy? Because you need strategy, yes or no? Then he gives an irrefutable statement. 70% of America is overweight. Now, why are we so overweight? Is it because we don't know how to go and hire a person who can help us? Is it because we don't know? We all know what to eat. You need to eat clean. You need to do some workout. You need to have more momentum. Yes or no? That's the secret to weight loss. We all know it. Yes or no? Are we doing it? So he proved you wrong again, right? Irrefutable statement. You can't refuse to it.
Minutes. In fact, many of you could hire someone to show up at your house, or you don't have any money, you could download a series of books or articles or examples. Now, don't get me wrong, if you have the wrong strategy, it's going to be terrible. For example, about 15 years ago, the cover of Time magazine was the Atkins diet. Supposedly 14%.
Again, proof, right? Like the right strategy is not the key. Then it's going to be like, it's not the strategy. It's how you think, how you manage your state. So strategy comes last. Don't focus on strategy. You'll always fail. Mind is first. Train your mind first. How do you train your mind? Come to UPW. Does that make sense? So you'll see how he does this, sets up the entire sales pitch till the end.
Of Americans were on this one diet. And it was very effective initially because you're eating this real high level of protein and you have this acid in your body. And you ought to know that if you have to pee on a stick because you're so acidic and your breath smells that bad, this might not be the best approach to doing this in a sustainable way. And of course, you reduce your calories, you put a lot of acid, you peed a lot, you lost a lot of weight. It didn't last. It didn't work. It's a terrible strategy. But you can't start there because
you can't start at the strategy. Now, how can you use this in your presentation? In your unique mechanism, what is that one thing people start with? And you say, that's not how you started. Right? You started this way. Because that's what you're pushing out. Right? So let's say you're selling mental trauma or something like that for a leadership coaching types, right? So what happens over there? How many of you guys want to be amazing leaders? Great, great, I'll show you my definition of leadership alchemy. Let's say that's, it's 3 things, right? Most people start with XYZ, something that they do. Now you have done that already. Have you still gotten the result? You have already licked your boss's ass. Have you still gotten your result? Have you still gotten your promotion? No. So that's the most terriblest way to start there. You need to start with yourself, the way you see yourself, the way you put yourself, blah, 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 blah. Okay? See this.
As it gets overwhelming and you don't even believe it. Because I'll say to someone, okay, let me show you the strategy so you get fit and healthy. Let me show you the strategy to go from broke to financially secure to financially free. And someone who's never done it before won't even see it. They go, oh, I've already tried that.
You all do that? I already tried that, right? So it's just again and again, constantly, yes, yes, yes. Irrefutable statements, connecting with everybody.
Really? How many times? How many different ways? How many different approaches? But what they'll say usually is, I've tried everything.
How many of you have said that? Raise your hands. How many of you have said that? I've tried everything. Yes.
Or they'll
So it's proving you wrong. It's not the strategy.
say, I can't find a relationship, all the good ones are gone, or
All the good ones are gone. How many of you have said that? Yes.
whatever. The real challenge for breaking through usually is that we have the second element, a story that gets in the way. Because our story is nothing but a set of beliefs we tell ourselves over and over again. Some of you are in a really tough place. Some of you are in a great place.
See how we connected again. If I say some of you guys are in really tough place, then I move on. I say, no, I'm not. Some of you guys are in tough place, but some of you also in great place. Again, connecting with everybody. Connectability, right?
You just want to do better. Some are in a tough place. If you're really in a tough place, I can promise you, I've spent my life dealing with people in the worst situations in life. And there's some people who've they've lost their sight, they've lost their arms, they've lost their family, and they have the most joyous, happy.
Now, what did he say? Now, I personally worked with people who have lost everything. Somebody who has lost their arms. Have you lost your arms? No, then I can of course help you. Somebody lost their legs. Somebody lost everything. Yet they are the most joyous, happiest people. So your mind says, if Tony can help all those people, of course he can help me. My problem is too small, right?
Amazing, extraordinary life. It is not life that controls you. What controls us is the life you focus on.
Another soundbite to reframe your beliefs now. It's not the life sorry, come again. What was it?
Your life. It is not life.
It's not the life that controls you. It's the life that you focus on.
You.
It's the life that you focus on. Right? A soundbite. And you're like, wow, you take notes. Right? So this is called a soundbite. When you break their belief, you shifted their belief that yes, strategy is not the right thing. The story is the second most important thing. People have long stories. So to connect with stories, doing a soundbite. It's not what controls you. It's the life that you focus on. Again, terrible soundbite. I would have done it a little better. I would have done it in a much more connecting way. But yeah.
Controls us is the life you focus on. In fact, jot this down if you would. Write down, I'm not experiencing life. I'm experiencing the life I focus on. Because whatever you focus on is real to you. It becomes your story. But when your story is, I've tried everything.
Yep. Because in the sales pitch, it doesn't want you to tell, Tony, I've tried everything. Right? So it's reframing your story right now. Right?
Then you don't even try anymore. You can have the answer right in front of you and not see it. I'll give you an example of storytelling. I remember when I was a kid, I don't know if you ever had experience like this. We were really poor and I worked hard and I had to go to the store, get the groceries on my bike, bring it, make the meal, put it down. I finally sit down to eat and my mom or dad would say, get me the salt. And I'm starving, I'm just starting to eat. So I go, I don't know what the salt is. I was not lying. I didn't know the exact GPS location of the salt. And they said, you know the salt is, get the salt. I was like, I don't know what it is, get the salt. I don't, go get the salt. So I get up and what am I saying? I don't know what the salt is. I don't know what the salt is. Open the cover and I go, it's on the second shelf. I don't know what the salt is. I look, I go, it's not here. It's not there. My dad walks right beside me, reaches right in front of my face and goes,
how many of you has had this thing happen with you? Yes? The mom sends you to the kitchen, give me the salt. I can't find it. I can't find it. She comes, you see this? It's right in front of you. Yes? So what? Like again, connecting.
What is this? Well,
So what is he trying to prove with that story? It's the life that you focus on. You can focus on all the wrong things. Now, I'm sure he'll lay out all the objections people have. I'm not ready. I don't think this is possible. Blah, blah, blah. And he's like, you can either focus on that or either you can focus on getting the outcome. So he's reframing the thoughts in the sales pitch. This is the setup to the sales pitch. Okay?
telling myself a story over and over again. I don't know what the salt is. And so my eyes saw the salt, but my brain didn't perceive it. It created in psychology what's called a scotoma.
Scotoma, another unique mechanism. Throwing all these things. So you're like, you know what? You're dumb. If you want to learn all these things, come to my workshop. You know, that's how it's positioning it.
A blind spot. You'll never use the right strategy if you have a limiting story. Your story says nothing works. So when I show
your story says nothing works. Because that's his biggest objection, people say.
Tell you the strategy, oh, I've tried that, or, nothing like that works. That works for rich people.
That works for rich people, you see? Laying out objections, so you never give them in the sales pitch.
Oh, the story is the glue that gets you stuck.
Another soundbite. The story is the glue that gets you stuck. Right? So you are limited to the story that you have in your own minds. If the story of your mind is like, I can't do this, I'm not rich, I don't think I'm capable enough to do that, you'll never be able to do that despite having the right strategy. Now he'll be like, more than story, there's something, that's your mind, something like that, right? So he's coming one at a time. These are my 3 steps to breakthrough. Okay? Another soundbite.
What you want to do is divorce the story of your limits.
Boom. Another soundbite. Divorce the story of your limits. Okay?
Of your limitations. And marry the truth of your real abilities.
Marry the truth of your real abilities. Get rid of all the divorce your limitations and marry all the abilities that you think you can, right?
Now, some people get a divorce and then they go visit with their divorced one over and over. Don't want to visit with your old beliefs. You just want to cut it off and move forward. Now, if you got the right story, you'll figure out the right strategy. Even if
You see, if you got the right story, you'll automatically figure out the right strategy.
I don't show it to you, you'll find the right strategy with the right story. But your story is affected by what you should be starting with, and most people get to last, if ever. Change your story, change your life.
Another soundbite. Change your story, change your life. Okay? Now, what did he say if you notice this?
If I don't show it to you, you'll find the right strategy with the right story. But your story is affected by what you should be starting with, and most people get.
Now, that's the first pillar of his entire unique mechanism. Now, the first pillar leads to the sales pitch. Okay?
Get to last, if ever. Change your story, change your life. If your story is, man, I'm always at the bottom of the pile.
Raise your hands if you've ever thought like that. I'm always at the bottom of the pile.
Oh, and I try everything.
I tried everything.
And nothing ever works.
Nothing ever works for me.
And I've been through this and that.
I've been through this already.
It may be true, but that's the wrong story.
That's the wrong story. Whatever objections you're giving, it's a wrong story. So you'll never be successful.
The better story is, I've gone through all these experiences that have made me stronger, and now I'm ready. I'm ready for the next step. Here's what I'm going to do. And that is your state. Your
Boom. Finally comes and talks about he tells it's not the strategy. It's not the story. It's the state. When you have the state, everything comes in line. So he sets up for the sales pitch. If he comes to state directly, he'll be no, strategy. No, it's all story. He's like, no. So he sets up to the sales pitch. It's not this. How many of you guys have seen me? It's not the one-on-one sales calls. It's not the low-ticket funnels. It's not the webinar. It's the reverse funnels, and immediately I move to the pitch. That is the setup to my sales pitch. How many of you guys have seen me do that? Yes. It's not this funnel. It's not, because people think it's all about funnels, right? It's not this funnel. It's not this funnel. It's this. I show it, I add an emotional bit, and boom, I move to the close.
mental emotional state. You got to get yourself in state. If you've ever been at home and you're like this, you're like, oh man, I know I got to figure this out. I gotta turn my life around. I'm like, oh man, in this state, you will never get the answer.
How many of you guys are in this state? Yes? In this state, you'll never get the answer.
When you're in a great state, things flow. Now you can change your state, the way your mind and emotion is working. That's where you want to start.
That's where you want to start. I'll bet you give some kind of proof elements to back this up as well. I'll work with Michael Jordan. I worked with President. I worked with this. I worked with that.
Change this order. If I can get you in a radically different state,
if sales pitch begins. He has proved you. Guys, if there are 4 things, I don't have to prove this one right. I have to prove others wrong. Automatically, this will be the right one. Does that make sense? She's like, it's not the strategy, it's not the story, it's the state. State is how you begin with. State is how everything changes. Now, if I can get you in a radically different state, what would happen to your life, right?
You see, that's where you want to start. You want to change this order. If I can get you in a radically different state, like you see we do in the seminars, and we're going full tilt for 12 hours a day.
Full tilt for 12 hours a day.
And most people wouldn't sit for a 3-hour movie someone spent $300 million on, and now we got...
Listen to the statement very carefully, okay?
And most people wouldn't sit for a 3-hour movie someone spent $300 million on, and now we got 20,000 people in a stadium or 40,000 people around the earth digitally, and we're all going for it, and everybody's giving their all. In that...
Did you see what he did? Most people won't sit for a 3-hour movie that somebody spent $300 million on. Versus there are thousands and thousands, 20,000 people in a stadium with me going 12 hours a day for 6 days, and we're all hyped up and we're all excited and we're all energized. You see how we positioned this versus this? It's like most people don't watch a 3-hour movie that somebody spent 300 million on, but people come to my stuff. See how you position yourself up.
Energized digitally, and we're all going for it, and everybody's giving their all. In that energized state, now we can create a new belief or a new story. Now when I show you what to do, you'll do it.
See this? Now in that state, I can create a new belief, I can create a new story. Now if I give you the strategy, you can make it work, you can make it happen. My unique mechanism is the way to getting to whatever that you want in life. Please write this down. Everybody write this down. My unique mechanism is the only way for you to get whatever that you want in life. You prove all the other methods wrong, automatically your method becomes the right one. Can somebody tell me any one of your niche? Yes. What's your niche? Professional English communication. Yeah, professional English communication is the only way where you can master your life. Now imagine if Narendra Modi didn't know how to speak, would he be the Prime Minister? Now imagine Steve Jobs, if he didn't know how to communicate, would he have built Apple? All the greatest leaders in the world comes through one and only one thing, and that is communication. And Tony Robbins said the quality of a life comes down to the quality of your communication. Now imagine all the things that you've lost in your life. You've lost it because you can't communicate better. Somebody who can communicate better takes away all the opportunity. So what is not communicating in a good way costing you? Write that down. So when you master communication, you master your entire life. Soundbite. So if you miss everything, you miss your workouts, you miss everything, nothing is gonna make a difference as much as communication. Write down the 3 people that you love the most. Right? Or who can influence the most in this entire country. Virat Kohli, Shah Rukh Khan. Now imagine if all these guys didn't have good communication skills. Imagine if all these guys didn't have a good communication strategy. Imagine if all these guys said, you know what? I don't want to work on communication. You wouldn't have said their name today. Yes or yes. Irrefutable statement. So now you understand communication is the only greatest thing ever. You want more salary? It's communication. You want to build a big business? It's communication. You want to crack a big deal? It's communication. You want a better job? It's communication. See how I'm positioning it? Communication is the only thing that you will ever need. It's the setup to the sales pitch. Make sense? Perfect. Is mind blown? Yes? Perfect. Now see the sales pitch, right?
And we're all going for it, and everybody's giving their all. In that energized state, now we can create a new belief or a new story. Now when I show you what to do, you'll do it. The state you're in affects your story. If you got the right story and you're in the right state, you have a different story about your life. You then come up with the answers, the strategies.
And they're like, Tony, how do I fix my state? Well, by UPW. In UPW, we go full days, 4 full days where we fix your state. See the setup to the sales pitch? Now, in this, he was selling you at least 100 times. How many of you saw that? Every single time. He got so many yeses from you that you can't say no to him now. So many irrefutable statements that you won't have the ability to say no to him. You can't argue with him at all. So the only answer becomes state. Now you're like, oh fuck, if I don't master my state, my life is screwed. Which already it is. So let me better go and fix my state. Where to do that? Oh, it's only UPW. Right? That's how you set up to the sales pitch. This is called the setup. Please write this down. You need to have your own setup dialed in. You have to have your own setup dialed in. Setup is the most important thing ever. Now that's how you sell on the front end, guys. All right. That's how you sell anything that you want to anybody. Now, in this, did he break all of your beliefs? Yes or no? Your belief was, I can't do it. This is not for me. He took all of that and he crushed those beliefs. Well, because you're focusing on the wrong thing. That's the strategy. All right. I've helped people with much more terrible conditions than you, with broken arms, broken legs. And they are also more happy. They are more joyous. They're living life better than you. Why? Because I've coached them. Right? So that's how the setup works.
Perfect. Did you love that? Awesome. Thank you so much for watching that video. I know it was mind-blowing. Okay, so first thing, stop, pause this video right now, go to comments and write down what were your top takeaways and what are the things you're going to use it in your own presentations, in your marketing. All right. Second thing, comment any questions if you have. I'd be more than happy to answering your questions. I'll be taking a bunch of these comments and giving you massive amount of bonuses and giveaways and cool stuff. We're planning a lot of that very, very soon. Now, the third thing is share this with somebody else who you think can literally boost their conversions and all these things. And listen, if it really skyrockets, you know whom they're gonna thank you? It's gonna be you, right? So go share this, hit subscribe right away, go comment your biggest takeaways or if you have any questions. Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you very, very soon. Take care.